Testing 1 2 1 2 1 2. All right, all right. Looks like the audio is working. This is a quick update. Just got back home and looking at the charts. I'm focusing on the Mexican and the Aussie. Those are the two that I'm narrowing it down. All right, so let's minimize this and let's look at what we got here. Let's start out with the Aussie. Looking at the Aussie, by the way, disclaimer, I'm not in the position. I am just watching it now, but I'm liking the price action. There is a crack on the 1x145, first impulse wave, and it's not with Momo, but it did crack it, and it cracked below this swing pivot low, which was holding that, well, no, it hasn't cracked it. Kind of looked like it did. Show you the wrong one. This one right here. So what's the low of this candle? 74.13. And the low was 74.11. So just, it almost kissed the low, as you can see right here. I think there's some news coming out. No, what happened here? It's like it just switches. There's some news coming out on the calendar tonight. And I remember seeing it as a red. For my calendar, I go to Forex Factory. And I looked today. Something with the Aussie. Yes. Let's fix this time here. It's not matching my clock. Okay. So today at 9:30 Eastern Time, Central Time would be 8:30. Aussie Monetary Policy meeting minutes. It's coming out. It has a red flag, so supposedly it's a market mover. So we'll see. So that's happening while we are below the 1x1 angle. And this is for Aussie traders. And my other instrument I'm going to cover is going to be the Mexican peso. So let's look at this chart. Let's analyze it. And I know there's a lot of folks out there that say this is going to go lower, and it could. I wouldn't rule it out. But just, and I haven't done my statistical analysis on this yet. I just read a report or an analysis online that says that Aussie normally does swing low in the month of June. I don't know if it's in the beginning. Obviously, it's not in the beginning because we're already at the 18th. It could be in the middle or towards the end. If that report is correct, and it swings high, and it makes a swing high in July. Seasonalities, I think, looking back maybe, 20 years, I think. Take a sip of my coffee. So I don't know. As a rule, I always tell traders, anything you read online or anything you hear, you need to research it and backtest it yourself, because there's a lot of people out there saying things that are not true. So I just took it with a grain of salt, and I said, all right, maybe the Aussie makes a low in June. Let's take it with a grain of salt, and then it shoots up, which would be nice, because look, what's the most the Aussie has been below this 1x1 angle? The most, it's negative 3.14% below it. So what you do, you take that from right here, and it cracked it here. There's nothing. This is the furthest it cracked The furthest. Gotta get hang of these things. The furthest. What you do is you take that that extension, and this is, if your theory is correct, that it's going to bounce back, and it's going to bounce back in June. What you do, you keep dragging this, and mind you, this is a daily chart of the Aussie, and I'm just looking at that 45. That's the key. Dragging it over. Okay, we're right here. We are right here. Let's get a little closer. Let's get a little closer. So let's say from right here it's gonna sell off and chop around. And you know what? It could possibly make a swing low on the 27th. But, I'm not going to go by that. I'm just going to go that it could go as far deep all the way down into 72.01. I did a video earlier, and I said, you know what? If you're willing, and it was chopping around for I think I said 13 days. Let's go back. I think I said 13 days on the video, and I don't even know if that's right. Let's just see. We could just do this here with this thing. From here, it closed low. All the way to here. That's, 21 days? So it's like 16 bars. 16 trading days. So maybe I wasn't right. 15. Maybe 15, 16 trading days. It was below the angle. Oh, here it kind of just pierced it, but kept holding it. So you want to look at what is done in the past with this angle, and you can see how deep it's gone and how many days it's kind of, even if you want to do this, just to be safe, you could put 26 bars, 36 days. It's been trying to hold that angle. So that's something you want to consider if you want to go long, that you might be in a position for a couple of days. How deep it's going to go? It could go this deep. So if you're a bear, this could be, not time-wise, I'm just saying price level-wise, it could go this deep or even more. It could go all the way to the 37.5%. Which is at 71.49, and maybe even lower. Who knows what they're going to say in the report tonight. But that is a target. I'm not long. I'm watching it. I am watching it. I like to see this because it's done it in the past. Chop around. What I want to see if it's going to do this. Knowing that we got this target. All the way over here. I want to see if it's going to, chop around, go down, chop around. You know how it is. I want to see if it's going to do this and what happens there. And if it does this, and then it takes out that low right here, then that's not good. That's not good. Could go lower. But if it's going to do this, if it's going to push lower here, fail new low, and then shoot up, and jump up in there, and respect this again like it was doing, then that's good. That's a good sign because that's the pattern that was happening where I showed you earlier. I may pierce it a little bit, but then it closes right back up, that kind of action. And then you could kind of see that either the computers, someone is holding it right here, trying to hold that. So that's what I'm looking at for the Aussie. If it holds, amen, then I'm going to go in long. But I got to do my research. I got to load in the data for the Aussie and see statistically if it is correct that the Aussie makes a low in June. Because if I could confirm that, then, I won't be buying dips. I'm just going to wait till it gets above the 1x1 angle. And it holds it for at least 3 days. Then I'll probably place an order. And then, watch it rise. And they say it goes up in July. So you can make a couple of pips. So that's my game plan. So I'm watching this one. And like I said, this could be a possible target because when it cracked the 1x1, it went all the way down here. So that's that on the Aussie. The next thing I want to look at is the Mexican peso. This one's an interesting one. This one I got alerted by a trader that does a podcast. And he said he has a lot of success trading the Mexican peso. And I found out that the Mexican peso is an exotic instrument. I didn't know they were exotics. So look at the price action. All right, so let's get into the nitty-gritty here. Running my algos are telling me that there could be a possible swing high, neural net, on the 20th. So I am watching the Mexican peso to see if it does a swing top on the 20th. Key level to watch would be that level right here. That 20.95, somewhere around there, that high, whatever your number is, minus 20.95. That's a key level to watch. Looks like we still holding that low right here, which is 20.50. So that's interesting. And today's the 18th. Tomorrow's the 19th. And then the 20th, according to my model, my neural net, it's showing that there could be a possible swing top. Now, that goes inside with some of the esoteric calculations I was doing. I got to look at my notes. Yeah. So, doing my esoteric calculations, and looks like that could be a possibility. I got so many numbers here. Let's see. Yeah, anywhere between 619, 620 is showing some clusters. Some clusters, something even popped up today for 618. But that remains to be seen. Let's see. Yeah, 618, 619. So in between this week, these first 3 days, let's see. But technically, the high was done on Friday, which is the 15th. So it doesn't mean that we go up and make another high and then fail, and then that's the swing high. It could just be that Friday is the high, and sometime between Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, which is the 20th, it'll get like a big volume down. That could be a possibility. But we'll see. But this is what the model, the machine learning came up with, and I tested this model, and it was pretty good. As you can see, in hindsight, it got these, but I back tested this really good out of, I don't know, like a bunch. And this is the one that kind of like, this one and another one, I got two that I put a star on. This one kind of got the icing on the cake. And so this is the model. So it's saying it's going to go down all the way to the 28th. So we'll see. We'll see on that. Looking at the price action, this is the daily. Still in the uptrend. I got my white candles. Normally I have them green, but I'm in a different chart. So it's showing still bullish, you know, but we'll see how the price deteriorates. Let's look at this chart here. This is the Mexican. You see I have an alert. So on the big picture, let's go over here. On the Mexican peso, I got a sell signal on the 4-hour. The moving average, which is 50, whole moving average, it turns. It's looking bearish. On the 12-hour, I got a sell signal at that 1 a.m. Actually, yeah, a.m. And this is a 12-hour chart candle, and it's red. The daily, we got a sell signal. On the weekly, we got the Tom DeMark 9th candle sell signal, and that's what caught my eye. Plus that this candle right here, or this weekly candle, or in the daily, hit the 75% level from the swing high and swing low, right there. So on the daily, you can see that we got a sell signal, but it's still green. Moving averages is green, and there's this level right here. Would I short it? Not yet. I'm letting the Mexican peso tell me what's going to do. But this is a key area to watch in these next couple of days. Now to the math and the statistics surrounding the Mexican peso. The Mexican peso statistically makes a high in June. We are in June. Is this the high? I don't know yet. We got, according to the other models and calculations, we got to the 20th, which is Wednesday, that it could make a high. It could really get some Momo and push up. July is statistically a low. Does it mean that it's just going to tank and sell off? No, but it could just be that it'll make a lower high and a lower low all the way into July. Statistically, it also says that in August, the Mexican peso makes a low too. In September, statistically, the Mexican peso makes a high. So it closes up on the high range. Risk factor for the Mexican peso. There is elections going on. So on July, I believe is the 1st. Well, I'm not too sure. You can look that up. In July, there's candidates, and I'm assuming they're going to vote for them, and one of them is going to be a winner. I don't know who they are. I don't know if they're popular. I don't know what's the status on that. But I do know that is a risk depending who wins. I don't know what's going to happen. So that's something you need to consider if you're going to do a position on this. But so far, I'm just watching the price action, and I'm just getting this teeter-totter here, which is looking really, really good. Looking at our chart over here with the Mexican, let's open this up. So it looks like right here we have a A, B, and C. We hit a C right here, and this could be a possible C. So I'm not ruling out that we could go higher. I'm just saying statistically, the month of June, the Mexican peso makes a swing high. So we hit the target on the wave C here. This is another wave C up here, and this is another possible target right here. So we have to see how this is gonna play out. Let's look at my other chart over here, and over here we see that we have a target that it's up here, but it hasn't kissed it yet. And these are models that I use, and this is a possible target. So we're still early. Today's only the 18th. The 19th we get some more bulls showing up, and then the 20th. And maybe if price gets here, that's a possibility too, for the top to be around here. These are date targets, which is 710 And over here, we missed it right here. But price level wise, this is a target. Looking at the Gann, this is more Gann stuff in regards to the box. This is the Gann box from this swing high, which is January the 19th. If you shoot across, we have hit the 36 in regards to 360 in regards to counting candles. 360 completes a circle if you understand geometry. And, you know, Gann was into geometry. Gann was into vibrations of numbers. Gann was into cycles and other esoteric things that I don't want to just bore you with it. But this is key because we just hit a 360 using the candle. So it's right here. It end that. If we close this, let's remove that. Let's do this better. Let's see. Extend this out. You can see, and I close it, you can see that there's a level right here that it's pretty strong right now. And that's resistance. Let's get this out. Pitch, no, that's not what I want. It was the pitchfork. No, I don't see it. Here's my other chart. Do I have anything else here? Again, that's that. Fibonacci, there's nothing there. Gann grid, no, there's nothing there. I think it was in this chart that I was doing something. Let's get that out of there. Let's close this up. Pitchfork. So from the pitchfork here all the way to this swing low, I think that's the 19th, give or take. Go up here. Is that the pitchfork? Maybe. I don't think that's it. Maybe it was. I don't know. I did something last night doing some research here. No, maybe that's not it. I can't remember. Maybe I'm wasting your time here. Let's see. Is it this one? I was doing something, and I was surprised to see it just kind of lock in. No, that's not it. Channels, yeah. Yeah, you know what? I'm not going to bore you with this. This is, I don't know what, it's, you know, sometimes when you do so much stuff and then you just kind of be like, oh, wow, look at that. And I use a couple of software and I use a lot of stuff to do my analysis and research. I just couldn't, I can't remember which software I did it in. But the bottom line is that the algo machine learning is telling me, watch this. There's one other technique I need to do just to see, because what you want to do is you want to, and you know what, let me say this. I was chatting with this trader. He's a trend follower, and I love trend followers because those guys just commit to the rule of just buying pullbacks and staying with the trend. Like they say, trend is your friend. Higher highs, higher lows. Just keep buying pullbacks until it changes on you. And the difference between a trend follower and like a Gannist would say, you know what, the trend is my friend, but there's going to be a time that the trend will turn. So again, is not just buying pullbacks, but calculating times and doing analysis on whatever that trend is. This is a euro, and this is where I'm at. Where is it? Buying, and in the back of his mind, he's wondering, when is it going to stop? And you're kind of trying to look into the future. Where could be the possible resistance? And there's different couple of ways to figure that out. You first start out with statistics. You look at what has this peso done in the past, and then just work from there. And that's what I just showed you today, that there could be a possibility that this thing could do a high here and then pull back. And it doesn't mean that the trend has changed. It's just saying that we're going to have a correction, and it could be a possibility that we could do it in July, and then, or maybe continue pushing back and maybe go into August, and then go up and then push a high and do it in September. So you want to like kind of see into the future and trade cautiously. What Gann did, Gann was just a badass. That Gann would just be like, you know what? This is just hypothetically. This is it. I'm pulling out and I'm shorting, and you look back and you're like, damn, he nailed the top. He was off maybe by a day, but he nailed it. But his kind of research and in-depth analysis was, I mean, it's BS compared to what I'm doing. That guy had it nailed down, cycles, everything, and even other stuff that I probably don't even know. I'm just scratching the surface of what, Gann did and just trying to apply it and back testing it. So what I was trying to say was that the trend follower guy was like, you know what, I'm just gonna buy pullbacks, and I'm not gonna try to pick tops. And I respect that, and that's cool. That's a good thing. In my case, I am looking for where there could be a possible top, because I wasn't in here. I wasn't buying in here. This was nice, but things could possibly turn. And what you want to do, and I'm a swing trader. I'm a scalper. I'm not going to be, like you see, I'm cautious. I didn't buy none of this pullback. I'm not even in it. I'm just watching it. I'm just waiting for it to develop. I'm waiting for the peso to tell me this is the swing top. I'm just kind of having theories that it could be a possibility. And I could be wrong. It could just continue pushing higher. And if it does, I'm going to jump in. Maybe this thing is just going higher. But you're dealing with the probabilities. And Gann was a badass to be like, no, you're wrong. This thing is going higher. And then he'll give you the date in the future and be like, this is where it's going to turn. That's how badass he was. So I'm just trying to figure it out. And by the techniques I know and the stuff I've seen with my experience, this could be probability. I'm not saying for sure. I just want to see price action. So you do your statistics, you do your geometry, you use your indicators, whatever you use, and you build up a case. And so far, this is how far I got with the case for the Mexican peso. So we'll see. I still got my eye on it. Keep an eye, like I said, the 19th, which is tomorrow, the 20th. And this machine learning algo says that, the 20th is it. This is where it's going to pull all the way down to the 28th. And then kind of chop around here and maybe push lower. I don't know. I'm just going to take it 1 month at a time. So we'll see. And I think that's it. I don't have anything else to show. I'm just trying to make this video quick. But this is just what I'm seeing. This is the euro. I'm still short the euro. I got an alert here and an alert up here just to let me know what this thing is doing. But it's pretty much inside day here, but definitely an inside day within this candle. So let's see what's going to happen with the euro. And that's it, man. I'll keep you posted on what I see, but keep an eye. In Aussie, like I said, there's a report coming out tonight, so I'm interesting to see what they're going to say. But it definitely looks bearish. This is the alert I have. It was going off like crazy today, 74,303. But I want to see some action on this. All right, I'm going to sign out, and I hope you enjoyed this video.